The backdrops yet?
All right. Hey, what's up? This is episode number 5. How y'all doing?
How y'all doing, everybody? Yes.
This is J&Wil. We still at it. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Subscribe is going to be important. We're trying to get our numbers up and things like that. So we're trying to do some big things. And we're working on some things. We don't talk about a lot of stuff, but we're working on some interviews with some people, some high-profile people. So we're not going to let the cat out the bag right now. He knows about it.
Yeah, we just gonna sit back and just take one day at a time. Like I be telling y'all, one day at a time, you know?
Yeah, so definitely. All right, so we're gonna be talking about a few topics. The first one we're gonna be talking about is Ukraine racism at the border. And this is interesting because I saw the videos. The videos were horrific. So here we go. African and Indian students stuck in Ukraine are accusing officials of discriminating against them and pushing them back from getting to the border. Videos posted on social media show black people being prevented from boarding a train and left stranded at a railway station. As Ukrainians were allowed to come to actually get on the train, they were turning the other ones back, turning the black people and the brown people back. Mostly these are students. Some were turned back from the border and even shot at. So I saw the video of the students being shot at, and I saw the video of the students being beat up. So there it is.
That's interesting. So you mean to tell me that blacks over in Ukraine are being stopped from going over to the neighboring country, fleeing from a war that they didn't even ask for? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Though.
I'm not surprised. I'm definitely not surprised.
Definitely
you know
not surprised.
And they want and they expect all of the sympathy around the world from everybody else to come in and help them, but you can't even help your own people. You can't even help your own people, your own citizens that go to school over there in your country. And that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know, that is absolutely crazy, you know? And I have my personal views about that anyway, the whole war period. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, I just feel like, you know, that Russia, you know, has, I ain't gonna say they have every right to go over there and invade another country, but Ukraine was a part of the USSR at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I think it's all political. I think, you know, Biden is trying to, you know, get access to that country so they can put their missiles over there, which is going directly right towards Russia.
Definitely, that's definitely, yeah.
And I think that's
strategic.
Yeah, and
Ukraine is no different than our Cuba, right off of Miami.
Exactly.
And that was no different than what Russia was trying to do to us during the Bay of Pigs.
Yeah.
Well, not the Bay of Pigs, I'm sorry, but the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah.
When Kennedy and Khrushchev were nose to nose, just about to have a nuclear war, and Khrushchev removed the nuclear missiles from Cuba. And just imagine if he would have succeeded and they wouldn't have got those top secret photos of them trying to do that. You know how quickly they could have attacked Miami.
Yeah, exactly,
from
man.
Cuba.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, but that's a strategic move.
Yeah.
So just like you were saying, which is correct, that Ukraine, being as though they're not part of Russia anymore, is a part of their border that is open. I mean, if they can get nuclear missiles there, and Ukraine is trying to do that, they want to do that.
Yeah,
if they're able to get nuclear missiles right there, it's a first strike right there at Russia.
Exactly.
So they got the same fear that we would have had if Cuba would have had nuclear missiles that Russia controlled. So you 100% correct, bro.
Exactly. So I just think Putin. And I don't know him like that, but I read a lot and I watched him. He's been in office. He's not wrong for what he's doing. Not saying the war part of it, but to prevent them for allowing the what is it?
Armament.
The NATO.
Nuclear.
NATO.
Who
is
are you
NATO?
talking about? NATO, yeah.
Yeah. To prevent them from having NATO. Having Ukraine become a part of NATO, and then they allowed to come up in there and put their nuclear warheads in Ukraine. I mean, I don't see nothing the matter with that. I mean, trust me when I tell you, I wouldn't want Russia having no nuclear missiles in Cuba, just like we just said. You know, say nobody wanted it to happen then. That man is saying, nah, y'all not about to come over here, and y'all not about to put no missiles over here in Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? And then point them at me. That's simple as that. So I mean.
That's one thing, but you know, back to the black people over there trying to get out of that country and trying to get safely to their country.
And that's the reason why I said that. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And that's the reason why I said that, because they want this sympathy for what's happening to them, but they can't even take care of their own people, man. You know what I'm saying? They shooting at their own people, black people of color, man, trying to get up out the country. So I don't.
So that's your point. So my point is the fact that we as black people sharing. I saw a lot of people sharing, pray for Ukraine on Facebook and a whole lot of stuff once the war got started. But then once people found out that African Americans and black people were being discriminated against behind this war, I didn't see the outpouring of black people saying,
no, not at all.
Pray for the black people. Even the people who shared pray for Ukraine, I didn't see the same type of sympathy for the black students. Still to this day, right now, they're still being put to the back, and everybody is giving this false outpouring to Ukraine. So my thing is that black people, we need to figure out how come, we don't have a sense of urgency when it comes to our own people. That's my thing on it. I mean, it's like, damn, we sitting here, we were all gung-ho for it. Pray for Ukraine, except for me. I was the one who saying last video that if you black, brown, or poor, you shouldn't go and even fight in this war. If you black, brown, and poor, because, it's things going on in this country right now. We're going to be talking about some of that stuff next that's going on with black people that's so unfair. It's just ridiculous. But that just goes to show that situation, that black people are discriminated against all across the world. Everywhere you look.
Sad.
Everywhere you look.
Yeah, all across the world. No, I just don't understand it, because I'm no different than anybody out there. I feel like I can achieve whatever I want to achieve, just like they can achieve. But yeah, that's just politics, racism. That's what it is, and we're not going to sugarcoat it. It's racism.
Yep. All right. So next thing going on is cop in raid that killed Breonna Taylor found not guilty. Now this was sad as hell right here.
What?
Yeah, the jury found former Kentucky police officer Brett Hankinson not guilty of all counts in the raid you may remember that killed Taylor. Jury deliberated for only 3 hours, so that just goes to show they had their minds made up before they even went back there. They probably had lunch. That probably took longer than anything else. These charges, and this is the interesting thing about it, what you probably don't know, what I didn't know either, is that these charges were not related to Taylor's death. Nobody has been charged with murdering her, actually. No one has been charged in connection with her death. But the funny thing, well, not the funny thing, but the ridiculous thing about these charges and the slap in the face is these charges were, he was charged with wanton endangerment. That's what he was charged with. And the reason he was charged with wanton endangerment is because of the bullets that came out of his gun when he killed Breonna Taylor. Those bullets, some of those bullets went into neighboring houses, other people's houses. So he was charged with putting those people's lives at risk, in danger. So he was charged with wanton endangerment because of the bullets that went into people's homes who stayed close around Breonna Taylor. He was not charged for killing her, shooting her, murdering her. No one has been charged with that. So they found him not guilty of the wanton endangerment because I guess they're trying to figure out, well, he was doing his job. It wasn't he was doing his job, so they found him not guilty.
So wasn't that an illegal raid? They went into the wrong house or something?
It's a no-knock warrant, but what it was that, and I don't know all the details. What I do know is they had already raided where, and it was her ex-boyfriend they were looking for. She hadn't been with this guy in a while, so he didn't live there anymore. But they had already, I think they had him in custody, raided somewhere else, and they still went to her house, even though they knew that, and still did the no-knock warrant, thinking that maybe we'll find some more evidence, maybe we'll get some more. But I think he was either in custody or they at least knew he wasn't in that house when they did the no-knock warrant. And the shame about it is that they said, the police, they lie so much. They said that they actually identified themselves because, you know, her boyfriend at the time shot at the police. They even charged him with shooting at the police. And he said nobody said a thing. Nobody said police. But they said, no, we identified ourselves. But what was why did you go get a no-knock warrant in the first place if you were going to identify yourself? So that didn't make any sense to me. And the thing about it is, why would you go raid her house at like 3 or 4 in the morning when you know they sleep? Like, why wouldn't you go at a decent time?
Especially if you knew the guy that was looking for was not at the house or was already in custody. So you really didn't have no reason to go up in there aggressively, you know what I'm saying, because the person that you was her ex-boyfriend was already in custody. You know what I'm saying? You're right. So that doesn't make no sense right there. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, so it's like that thing was
I don't know
so.
what time it was. I just know it was early in the morning. I don't know exactly what time it was, but it was around that time, around 3 or 4. It's like early in the morning hours when people are sleeping, not when people are up or people are watching TV. They went during the time where people are asleep.
So her ex-boyfriend, the one, her boyfriend, her new boyfriend. So he was in the house.
I don't know if he's still her boyfriend. Oh, well, she's dead, so he can't be a boyfriend. But what about him?
Yeah, so he the one fired at them. Allegedly fired at them first, and that's
I don't know all the details, and I don't want to put no negative information out there. I'm not an expert on it. What I do know is that it was her ex-boyfriend that they were looking for. Now, if you want some more information, you have to Google it and look for it. But I'm not trying to come off like I'm an expert on that. So.
Yeah. All right.
Anything else on that one?
No, I don't want to add nothing else on that.
All right, so moving on. This is a little bit of entertainment news here. Freddy P of Making the Band typically says that he could blow Diddy's top off for wrecking his life. I don't know if you all know Freddy P. I don't even know if some of y'all watched that show, Making the Band. It was on MTV. It had a few seasons. It didn't do really well, but he had some groups come out of there, Danity Kane and some other people. But he was basically running it. If you ever saw any episodes of the program, he was basically running like his own personal record prison. You know, he was treating them people like they was in the prisons, man. It was like a reality show. And so this guy is one of the people who was on the show. I saw the video. The video is sad, actually. In the video, he accuses Diddy of wrecking his wife. He spoke about suicidal thoughts. He says that rappers don't F with him in the music industry because of Diddy. He feels Diddy is hating on him and has ruined his career, his potential. He mentioned Kanye West. He mentioned Rick Ross and DJ Khaled. And he says that those people wouldn't be on and they wouldn't have not Kanye, but Rick Ross and DJ Khaled wouldn't have a relationship with Diddy if it wasn't for him. So he says that Diddy is the reason why he hates life. And he made some statements like, it kind of sounded like some threats. Diddy came out and made a video also responding to him, saying some stuff like, I'm living, I got problems, what you think I'm supposed to do? And I get up every day, you got the same amount of hours in the day as I got to get your life together, and a whole lot of other things.
So this guy, okay. Well, I watched that show a few times, and he did have him running over the George Washington Bridge to go get
him a coffee or something.
A coffee, some cheesecake.
Yeah, cheesecake. Yeah, some ridiculous stuff. Some type of shit you shouldn't even be doing.
You shouldn't even done that. You should have went on out and did your own thing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's kind of your fault.
You got a record studio. Why you don't have these hungry ass kids in that fucking studio?
Man, you just
trying to come up with some hits.
Yeah, but that's
because it wasn't like Diddy was coming up with no hits.
Not off of them. Not off of that. But
Diddy has never come up with hits. He has never come up with hits because next what we got, because after Freddie P came out, Mace came back out. And Mace says that Diddy robbed me for millions. He said he wrote all the Bad Boys hits and Puff got the credit. He said Diddy is one of the most successful, well, he didn't say this, but it's a fact that Diddy is one of the most successful CEOs in the world and entrepreneurs. He created Bad Boy Records empire from the ground up with help from people like Craig Mack, the Notorious B.I.G., Shine, what's her name, Faith Evans, and other people. And that's just to name a few people, Little Kim, and that's just to name a few. But Mace is one of his shining stars. He's up there with Craig Mack and with Biggie as far as what he generated and how talented he was. But Mace called out Diddy for taking credit for songs like More Money, More Problems. He said that was his song. And he said he wrote all of those hits. What Mace basically said is that after Biggie was killed, assassinated, he said that everybody in the camp was like Junior Mafia, Little Kim, from Puffy, everybody. Said nobody was working, nobody was writing songs. He said everybody was depressed and everybody was mourning. And he said that he was the only one who was, he said all of those hits that they had after that, he wrote all of them.
Yeah, I believe that.
And he said he didn't get his name on none of it. So all of the hits that came after Biggie's death, the stuff that put Bad Boy back on the map, he said he was the architect of all of that. And he said to this day, he doesn't get his credit, he doesn't get his money, his royalties from doing that. So he says that Diddy has robbed him also.
Well, if May say that, then it's some truth to it. Because I remember when he walked away from the music industry and then started going to church.
Yep.
He changed his life over and started started going attending church and said, I'm done with the music industry. You know what I'm saying? And that he probably did that because of the relationship that he had with Diddy and like everything that you just mentioned on that page. So yeah, but I didn't know a lot of that. I didn't know he wrote all of that music like that. I knew Puffy was a great CEO. I thought he was a producer as well, but I've just recently found out that he didn't produce a lot of his music because him and it's the guy out of Atlanta was messing with Janet Jackson.
Jermaine Dupri.
Jermaine Dupri was going back and forth on who the best producer, and and then I was like Jermaine Dupri hands down because he brought out a lot of talent as well. You know what I'm saying? Really, Puffy and Craig Mack. Craig Mack and Biggie is what put Puffy on the map to me, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? Because he was with the Rail Brothers before that. He was working for them. He started his own thing, but Biggie really is the one that put him on the map, and that was only 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Biggie probably only got like 3 albums. That's it. But yeah, so I mean, Puffy just took advantage of weak people that didn't know the business.
He's basically doing to them exactly what a lot of other people who don't look like us have done to us. So
yeah, exactly. He knew the business.
It's a game, man.
It's the game. They know the business. You know, you better know the business.
Right, but what I'm saying, and one final thing about that, Freddie P, the guy from Making the Band, said that he predicted that Diddy was going to have a horrible end in the end. So what he meant by that, I don't know.
Yeah, me either.
But moving on. And
Yes.
you got anything else to say about that?
No. That's it. I don't want to mess with Big Diddy. I remember you told me I look like Big Diddy one time.
You do.
I look like him.
Act like him too.
No, hell no. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, moving along.
All right, so Charleston White says Michael Jordan is hurtful to black people and black society. So if y'all don't know Charleston White is from Texas, and he said a lot of stuff that makes a lot of sense. If you don't know about him, Google him and look at some of his videos. You know, has gone against gangs, particularly the Bloods and the Crips. He's very vocal. He speaks his mind. He's uncensored. He don't care how anybody feels about it. You know, he's been in people's faces, walked off out of interviews, walked off the set kind of thing. But now he's got his sights on Michael Jordan. This is interesting. I would like to hear what some of you all might have to say in the comments about this, whether you agree or disagree. But he says that any black man dribbling the ball down the court hurts black people. He said that any black man who dribbles a ball down the court is hurting black people. He said because what black people need are black men who are willing to fly planes in the buildings.
Yeah, he full of shit.
He said, hey, I think he on to something.
What?
I mean, shit.
You just said?
Man, we had more black men willing to drive some planes into buildings.
Is he gonna do it?
Opposed to dribbling the ball. No, I ain't saying he gonna do it. I'm just saying
He ain't gonna...
no. Before we latch it on to somebody, I'm just sticking to the premise of what he said. I ain't gonna say who gonna do it. I'm just saying if we had some people who's gonna do that, if we had some people who was willing to take a plane and fly it through a building, if we had as many people willing to do that as we do who dribble basketballs, we would own America.
Charles White,
there ain't no question about that.
White, man, come on, man.
That's the truth and nothing but the truth.
I mean, maybe it might be the truth, but who gonna be the flying them? Who gonna fly him into?
All right, okay, but I ain't. That's a whole debate for a whole different thing. I'm just saying, man. I mean, let me say what else he said because that wasn't the only thing. That wasn't the only thing he said. He said also what we need is we need scientists who are willing to build us an atomic bomb.
Okay. All right, okay, I can go for that one.
So you see what he talking about, right?
I go for that one. I go for that one right there, though. I go for that one.
We as black people, we need somebody who's gonna build us an atomic bomb. And he says we don't need any more run fast and jump high Negroes. Mm-hmm. He said we don't need no more run fast and jump high Negroes. He said we got enough for them. And he says that Michael Jordan never gave black people anything to honor him about outside of basketball and shoes.
That's it.
He said Michael Jordan never gave us as black people anything to honor him for other than playing basketball and shoes. Also, he says that Jordan won't even come and talk to black people. He said that Jordan don't even go on the news when things are happening against black people, to black people that are unfair. He don't even come and talk to us. And also he says that Jordan belongs to the wealthy. He just makes money off of us like the wealthy.
That's true. That's true. And that probably, a lot of that probably got to do with 2 or 3 young black men killed his dad while his dad was sleeping on the side of the road. So he probably feels some type of...
Yeah, well, but that wasn't just some black boys. That was some Hispanics and other stuff. But but if that's the reasoning behind it, I don't know if that is.
I believe that plays a part.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But if that is what it is, then shame on you.
Yeah, but one thing about Michael Jordan, he ain't did nothing for
because if your father was killed, you should be out there trying to prevent anybody to have to feel that pain of their father being killed. You should be trying to help kids like that who were like the kids that killed your father. I ain't trying to tell him what to do because I ain't nobody to tell Michael Jordan what to do. But I'm just saying that if you take tragedy, you don't let the tragedy change you. If you do let it change you, let it change you for the better, I would say. Yeah, well, Michael Jordan ain't done nothing for people but sold tennis shoes. So Charles White got a point about that right there. Now, as far as flying planes into a building, that's what black. I don't know Charles White. Now, you let me show me that that's what you would do. All right. Well, one thing is for sure, we had Black Panthers. Yeah. They wiped them out, and the Black Panthers were basically like they weren't like a gang. They were for the self-defense of black people. They were really what we needed. Yeah, they were. But they systematically destroyed them. Mm-hmm. But and another thing that he said, because he's beefing with the guy out of Texas, Rap-A-Lot Records. You talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Homeboy who run Rap-A-Lot. The short dude. Yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name right now, but it's gonna come to my mind. Yeah, it'll come to mind. But he's beefing right now with the owner of Rap-A-Lot Records. Big dude in the game. Big dude in the game. He's been doing it since like gangster rap first started, and he put people like Scarface and Willie D, some of the greats. Ghetto Boys, Bushwick Bill. That was like his first group working with them. Mike Prince. Yeah, J. Prince. Yeah. Shout out to J. Prince. Yeah. And but it's not known whether this threat or because it says something about a threat. The interviewer said to him that J. Prince, what do you think about J. Prince threatening your life and so on and so forth? But the thing is, it's not for certain that J. Prince threatened his life. But he asked him that question, and something that he said, I'm not worried about that motherfucker. And the dude said, why ain't you worried about him? He said he ain't do nothing when Trayvon Martin got killed. You said that? He said he didn't do shit to the people to the man that killed Trayvon Martin. He said he don't go around and fuck up no goddamn police when they kill an unarmed black man. He said he don't do shit. And he's in Texas with J. Prince. He said, I don't give a fuck about him. He said, I got guns too. And they said, he want to have a shootout? He said, we can have one. He said, but I ain't worried about that motherfucking nigga. This is what he said. I'm just using his words. He said, I'm not worrying about that nigga because that nigga don't do shit to nobody else. And he gonna say he gonna come and get me for talking and for me for saying some shit. And he said, he gonna come and get me, but you ain't gonna get nobody who did nothing to nobody black. That was powerful, I thought, man. Yeah, that's deep. That's deep, man. That was powerful. That's kind of like why I like Charles White. I do like him, man. He controversial, very controversial, and he raw and uncut with it, and I like him. Remember when we first started? He speak his mind. You the first one told me about him. I wasn't even hip to him. Yep. Because he and I both, we be on that YouTube. We kind of follow trending, topics, especially people that stand out. And Charles White stood out to me. So and then I started researching him based on what he told me, and I was like, damn, this dude got something here. So y'all, what y'all need to do? That's what this is like something y'all should do. Y'all need to just look up Charles White. Oh, definitely. And tell us what y'all think about Charles White. Get hip to him because he's a no nonsense type of guy. I don't know where he come from. I don't know if he's street. I know he's from Texas, but I'm talking about how his upbringing was. He ended up doing juvie life. Juvie life. Him and some friends of his end up murdering somebody, trying to rob somebody, and the person got killed during the commission of the murder. And he was with them guys. He didn't actually kill that person, but he ended up getting sentenced to juvie life. And then he got out from doing juvie life. And from there, he started like working with people in Texas in the communities, but they didn't really have those gangs in Texas like to get the education, because he educated himself while he was incarcerated. And then he said, I need to go to California where all of this shit started. So that's why he hooked up with the Bloods in California and was going to different places. He said he was just doing an education for himself, and look where it got him now.
Wow.
And where it got him.
So he went out to California. So he went out to California to just really
to find out about the gangs.
What was going on.
He started rubbing shoulders with all of the big gang members.
Yep. Wow. And then
Nipsey Hussle, people like that went to Nipsey Hussle's funeral.
Wow. Wow, that's deep. And
now he's beefing with him.
Yeah, he ain't really beefing with him. He's telling them y'all ain't.
He's saying now that I know how y'all run, now I can talk about your ass.
Yeah, because I've been around y'all. Yep. I've been around y'all.
Now I can talk about
I know what y'all doing.
He said, before I didn't feel comfortable talking about them because I really didn't know about it. He said, but once I figured out what they about and what they do, he said they go to prison. When the Crips and the Bloods go to prison, he said they all link up and work together while they in prison. They don't fight each other.
Yeah,
they work together to fight the white gangs and the Mexican gangs.
The Latin Kings.
So they all link up together. So it's no Bloods and there's no Crips in there. He said, but if y'all would do that when you in prison, how come y'all don't do that on the streets to help protect black people?
That's deep.
Why won't y'all come together to help protect black people on the streets? Y'all only going to link up, but when you come back on the streets, you're going to terrorize us. And another thing he was saying about a lot of these gang members coming out of the woodwork, he said he hate them. He said because now you're trying to build a reputation off of helping destroy the black community. And he said you got these sad stories, and our hearts go out to these gang members when they talk about how they grew up, and they talk about how poor they were, and they talk about not having a father, and they talk about not having this and not having that. And he said, but how many people did they kill? How many 60-year-old people or 80-year-old people was in their bed at night and got shot by a straight bullet and didn't hurt nobody? How many young kids done died because of
they
recruited or just was riding their bikes and they had a shootout?
Yeah.
And a little girl got shot through her body. You know, how many times has that happened?
But
across America.
On some real
not just LA, but across America, how many times that has happened?
All the time, every day.
And that's us doing that to us.
Every day, yeah. And he right about one thing, because I've been in the feds, did 16 years. I was in Beaumont, Texas, one of the hardest prisons in the country. Just had a big riot down there about 2 weeks ago, and they shut down the whole federal system because 3 people got killed. I was in that jail, that particular jail. But anyway, when you come to prison, they do come together. They do stick together because they got to, because Mexicans dominate just like blacks dominate. You got the Aryan Brotherhoods, you got all these other groups that stick together. So they come in there and they stick together. But then soon as
it's a betrayal. He's saying it's a betrayal to the black community that when you get out, you don't mind. See, you got a best interest when y'all go to prison.
Yeah, but you don't have it on the street.
You don't have the people's best interest. Because one thing about it, if you're going to do look, come on, man. If we say get rid of gangs, there's no way in the world they're going to get rid of gangs. But the thing is, one thing we're going to learn from the mafia, they kept that shit in-house. They wasn't like shooting up the damn streets and shooting up the neighborhoods. Now, Al Capone them was.
Yeah, back in the
Al Capone
30s.
them with the rat-a-tat-tat, they used to be shooting up. And that's why they said we got to organize this, because we cannot be doing this. We cannot be just shooting up people. We can't be lining up 12 or 13 guys, because that's going to bring the feds in. So they kept everything in-house. You got a dude who would see a dude, one of his ops, pull out an AK or a pistol and just shoot the whole block up. Don't even shoot him and end up shooting like 2 kids. I mean, that got to stop, man.
Yeah, it's definitely got to stop. Yeah, Charles and White definitely. I mean, I like I say, when I first heard him, when I listened to him, I was on the road one day. I just listened to him, and I was intrigued by him. I probably listened to him for about 3 states. Just ran on about people and talking crazy. You know, I was like, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? I thought he was from North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? You know, but come to find out, my brother just said he from Texas. And y'all need to just reach out. Just go Google Charleston White's name, Charleston White, and just listen to him and see if you agree with what he has to say, you know what I'm saying, about a lot of his topics.
You probably won't agree with everything.
Yeah, you probably won't.
I don't agree with everything.
Yeah, but what I want y'all to do is, if y'all watching these videos that we putting out there.
He thinks slavery was good.
Huh?
He thinks slavery was good for black people. He said, I wouldn't want to be living over there in no damn Africa. They don't know shit. He said, slavery, look at us now. We can read.
Oh, Charleston. Hey, Charleston, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all don't know who Charleston White is, man. Y'all need to get up on that, man. Yeah. He's definitely entertaining. If you ain't gonna get on the political part of it, he's definitely gonna entertain you, man. So
sure.
Please check out Charleston White, man, and get in our box, man. And get on our YouTube station, man, and let us know what you think about him, man. And we're gonna have some more. We in the process of getting our little studio together, so we're gonna be doing a little bit different. So we're gonna have access to a lot more information right then and there. We might be able to play videos of him while we doing our little podcast, because y'all can get a different perspective of what's really going on too. You know what I'm saying? Why we doing this? But yes, man. Please, man, y'all get on Charleston White, man, and see what y'all think about him, man, and hit us up and let us know what's going on, man. Don't forget, man, always to like and share these videos that we doing, man, and subscribe to our station, man.
Yes, like and share. J-matic Media.
Yes, sir. That's J with a hyphen media, not just J-matic, because it ain't gonna pop up, man. You know what I'm saying?
J-matic Media.
Yes, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all from tuning in today. We touched bases on a couple things. We're going to be here next week, like always. And then check out his little personal videos that he be doing. I also be doing personal videos on trucking. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like to just check him out.
We got little Ricky going to be coming up. He's going to be doing little interviews, things like that.
Definitely going to have little Ricky on there.
We're going to be interviewing people, high profile people.
Yes.
Just regular people. And then I got another thing I'm going to be doing. It's going to be called Real Life. And I'll be interviewing people in the community, sitting the camera in front of them and just talking to them about life. You won't even see me. It's going to be like some Vlad TV shit. Yeah,
that's what's up. And I'm going to be on the road interviewing. Actually, I did 2 interviews this week. Y'all can check them out earlier this week. They'll be posted up there this week. I interviewed 2 people yesterday when I was out and about, man.
I think they already posted.
Okay, they already posted up there? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So I did 2 interviews yesterday, and it was my first 2 interviews, and I kind of like what I did. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, y'all need to get with us, though, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, and subscribe. And we appreciate y'all. We appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying? And we here. And y'all can be here with us. Y'all can be here with us. Just stay with us. We're going
to build this platform from the ground up. You got to start somewhere. So we've been talking about it for the last, 4 years?
Yeah, for a minute.
Like 4 years.
Before all this stuff came out, we was talking about this.
We were just waiting for everything to fall right the way we needed it to.
Yep. So now we here, though. We here. So we got different avenues. We here, though. We appreciate y'all once again.
Thank you.
And that's J-matic Media. J with a hyphen, Matic Media. Thank y'all. Have a blessed day. Peace.
Peace.